Hi, good afternoon. I'm Greg Meiselbach with the BIO International Affairs staff here at the Buzz Center. I'm joined here by Managing Director of RDPAC, Joseph Cho. Thanks for joining us.
It's my pleasure.
Perhaps you could start by just telling us a little bit about RDPAC and who you represent.
Okay, so RDPAC is a trade association representing the R&D pharmaceutical companies from around the world. Right now we have 39 member companies from America, US, and Europe, as well as Japan and Australia. So we are representing the major pharma companies who are based on R&D.
And you're based in Beijing?
Yeah, I'm based in Beijing.
So BIO and RDPAC have had several cooperations together.
Yeah.
Probably the most recent we discussed this morning at the Brick Day session is a white paper which BIO and RDPAC authored. I saw you brought it here.
Yeah, so this is the great piece of work that we work with pharma with the support of BCG.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the important international launching to the stakeholder or the industry peers of this important white paper.
Yeah.
And this is also the reason of my being here.
Yeah. So the goal of this paper, as you mentioned, was to really start to get involved with the development of the 13th five-year plan in China, because China has allocated lots of money to biotechnology as a strategic emerging industry in China.
Yes.
And we, I think, as industry associations, have worked hard to get involved with that planning to help our companies.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the reason why we have this white paper is mainly we understand the importance of the biopharma industry in the eyes of Chinese leaders, but we also think this is very important for China to realize their Healthy China 2020 national goals.
Yep.
So since biopharmaceutical can provide a lot of solutions to unmet medical needs, which will be very important for China to solve a lot of health issues in coming years.
Yeah. So there's some key takeaways in this paper. I mean, one is regulatory harmonization, another being strong IP, and the third is collaboration. So I don't know if you want to elaborate on any of those points.
Yeah, I think actually to start with this development industry, you need to look at both supply and demand. Right, so when it comes to supply, then regulatory is very important to ensure that the product bring to the Chinese patients are safe and effective. Yeah. So in that respect, I think in our recommendation here that China needs to look into what is happening around the world, especially about the entrance regulatory barriers. In the past, China has a big chemical pharmaceutical industry, but because of the pitfalls of those environments, so the chemical industry focusing on generics has come up with some unexpected results. And a lot of products with problems on the efficacy and quality is getting a concern among the people. So I think the other is reminding China that the international community is there to help them, because we have saw a lot of different countries coming up with important guidelines that will help China to better integrate into the world, because China also want to develop this biopharma industry not just for China but also for the world. And I think this is partnership with international counterparts are very important.
I agree. I feel like our mission continually, especially in China, is educating not necessarily the CFDA, but perhaps other investment ministries that biologics are very different than large molecule drugs, and therefore biosimilars are very different than generic drugs. And you need to have a unique pathway in place to make sure that those drugs coming out and being approved are safe for Chinese patients. But well, good. And beyond the white paper, I think BIO and RDPAC have several other collaborations. I know we've done some workshops in the past.
Yes, and I think this is very important for our Chinese counterpart, because I think while we are dealing with the government agencies, but I think there's a very good opportunity for us in the future to engage with counterparts for the Chinese industry.
Yeah.
And I think one good beginning is that we engage with one of the major Chinese pharma tech company at the panel discussion today. So we will be seeing more and more companies. We would like to look into pharma R&D in the future, and I think that kind of engagement will help our advocacy effectiveness in the future.
And you're talking about Hungray.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's several other innovative Chinese companies too. There's Wuxi AppTech, Beijing, and several others. So you know, I think it's important for us to find partners like that on the ground because their interests are much more aligned with the interests of our members. Yeah,
actually, at the Pharma Innovation Summit we held last year, we had one of the biggest private pharmaceutical company with the stock market listed. And Mr. Chen Qiyu presented at our meeting, and the message delivered, almost 80% are identical as ours.
That's good.
So I think it's important for us to find more partners in China who are looking into the pharma innovation to transform their enterprise into a more creative and innovative enterprises.
To become a global company and sell abroad and you look like the ones we represent. That's ultimately, it's talking about building a top-tier biotech market, both for Chinese and Western companies.
Yeah. So I think one of the lessons we take from the food safety is that because of the past historical reasons, that the Chinese people do not have faith in their milk powder, and definitely in the case of drug safety, it is even more important because you need a pharmaceutical product to save lives, right? So in that respect, I think creating a very stringent regulatory environment is not only good for the industry, but also good for the people.
Patients. Yeah, that's good. And the last topic I thought we could talk about is BioChina. Bio, as you know, has a bio convention in China.
Yeah.
We've now begun to host this with a partner, the China Center for Pharmaceutical International Exchange, the international outreach branch of the CFDA.
Yes.
We're very excited to announce the dates this week for the conference in November. That'll be November 12th and 13th, and we hope and we know that RDPAC will play a very big role in that conference.
Yeah, I think this BioChina 2013 will be a very exciting event because China will start planning for 35-year plan. And I think by holding this meeting in Beijing, engaging with more stakeholders, we'll be able to provide some insight and the global experience for Chinese policymakers to decide what is the right pathway for them to go, especially when it comes to biosimilar pathway.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us today and coming to Chicago. And we hope you have a good week. It's only the first day of many more events. Thanks to everybody for watching the Buzz Center. This is Joseph Cho from RDPAC.
Yeah, it's a great pleasure, and I'm also learning a lot from this great conference. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.